The door opens. It starts with a feeling, not a vision, not a voice, a feeling, like someone just walked into the room behind you. You turn around. Nothing. But the air is heavier, thicker, like it's charged. Your candle flickers even though the windows are shut. You've read about this moment. In old texts. In forums that disappear after midnight. This is the threshold. Most people never reach it. You just did. Your hands start to tingle. Not pain. Not fear. Recognition. Like your body knows something your mind hasn't processed yet. You close your eyes again. And this time, when you speak the words, they don't feel like words anymore. They feel like a key. The first sign. You wake up at 3:17 a.m. every night. For 5 days straight. You didn't set an alarm. Your phone is across the room. You didn't touch it. But something woke you. You lie there in the dark and you feel it again. That pressure. That presence. And for the first time, you're not scared. You're curious. That's the shift. That's the exact moment. Fear would have protected you. Curiosity pulls you deeper. You start keeping a journal. Not because someone told you to. Because the dreams are too detailed to forget. There's a place you keep seeing. A corridor. Long stone walls. Torches burning blue. You've never been there. But you know the left turn at the end leads somewhere important. You write it all down. The dates. The times. The details. On day 9, you find someone online who describes the exact same corridor. They posted once. Then never again. You go further. You change your routine. Earlier wake-ups. Stricter diet. You stop watching mindless content. Stop small talk. Every ounce of your energy goes toward this. Your friends notice. They say you seem different. Quieter. More focused. You don't explain. You can't. Because what's happening to you can't be explained in a casual conversation. You start getting answers to questions you never asked out loud. You think about a problem. Before bed. By morning, the solution is already formed in your head. Clear. Complete. Precise. This happens 3 times in 1 week. You test it. You focus on a number. A random number. You write it down before you sleep. Your sister calls the next morning. She had a dream. She tells you the number. The exact number. You don't tell her what it means. But you write it down. And you go deeper. The realm becomes real. You're not just dreaming anymore. You're arriving. The corridor is clearer now. Brighter. You can feel the cold stone under your feet. Smell the smoke from those blue flames. Hear distant sounds low, rhythmic, like something breathing underground. You wake up exhausted. Not because you slept badly. Because you've been somewhere. Your body knows it. Your mind is starting to catch up. You start recognizing symbols. In architecture. In nature. In numbers that repeat everywhere you look. 111, 333, 1717. You used to think it was coincidence. Now you understand it's a language. And you're learning to read it. You meet someone. Not online. In real life. An older man at a market. He looks at you once. Then he says without context, without introduction. You've been knocking for a while. Someone's about to answer. He walks away before you can respond. You don't see him again. But you feel the words in your chest for days. The answer comes. And then it happens. Not a dream. Not a feeling. A full encounter. You're awake. Completely awake. It's 3:17 a.m. again. The room changes. The walls don't disappear. They just become less important. Like reality is a thin layer and you're suddenly seeing through it. A presence fills the space. Not evil. Not warm. Ancient. Something that existed long before you had language to describe it. You don't hear words. You receive information. Like a download. Concepts that would take years to explain flood into your mind in seconds. You understand things. About your purpose. About your bloodline. About the timing of your life. About why certain doors kept closing. About why this one is open. You are shaking. Not from fear. From weight. Truth has gravity. And what you just received is heavy. The price. Here is what they don't tell you in the forums. Here is what the books leave out. Access costs something. Not money. Something more valuable. Your ordinary life. The version of you that cared about small things, approval, comfort, fitting in, that version starts dying. You can feel it. Like shedding skin. It should feel like loss. Sometimes it does. But mostly it feels like relief. The people around you become harder to connect with. Not because you're better than them. Because you're operating on a different frequency now. You can feel what people are hiding. You know when someone is lying before they finish the sentence. You feel the emotional weight in a room the moment you walk in. This sounds like a gift. Some days it is. Most days it's exhausting. You start needing silence the way you used to need food. Long walks alone. Hours without speaking. Not depression. Integration. You're absorbing everything you received. Processing it. And something is crystallizing inside you. A clarity you've never had before. The power manifests. Things start moving in your favor. Not coincidence. Not luck. Alignment. The job offer arrives out of nowhere. Exactly the role you described in your journal 4 months ago. The connection you needed shows up 2 days after you wrote their name down. You don't panic in situations that used to destroy you. You feel them. You move through them. You come out the other side. People start asking you for advice. Strangers. People who've never met you but feel something when they're near you. You don't have all the answers, but you know how to ask the right questions. And somehow that helps more than answers ever did. You start to understand what this realm actually is. It's not magic. It's not a fantasy. It's a state of alignment so precise that reality bends toward you. Because you're no longer working against the current. You're moving with it. But here is level 7's warning. Power without grounding destroys people. You've seen it now. The ones who reached this level and lost humility. They don't fall dramatically. They collapse quietly. You keep that close. The test. The realm tests you. Everyone who reaches this point gets tested. Without warning. Without mercy. For you, it comes through betrayal. Someone close to you. Someone who watched your journey. They use what you shared in trust against you. Not out of evil. Out of fear. Because your growth reminded them of their own stagnation. And that is unbearable for some people. You feel it. Deeply. The grief is real. You don't bypass it. You don't pretend you're above it. You sit with it. You ask the realm, why? And the answer comes not in words, but in understanding. The test was never about them. It was about you. Would you close back up? Would you retreat? Would you let pain convince you that opening was a mistake? You don't. You grieve. You learn. You stay open. And the realm responds. What they try to take from you returns upgraded. The weight of knowing. There is a loneliness at this level that nobody warns you about. You know things. Things about where the world is heading. About systems. About people's hidden motivations. You can't unknow them. And you can't explain them to most people without sounding unhinged. So you carry it. And the carrying changes you. You become quieter. More strategic. More patient. You stop reacting to surface-level provocations. You see the architecture underneath. The manipulation. The design. The intention behind the intention. And sometimes in rare moments you see the pure, undiluted beauty underneath all of that. A kindness in a stranger that breaks you open. A sunset that hits differently when you understand light has consciousness. A child laughing without reason and you feel it in your bones because you remember that frequency. This is the paradox of this realm. The deeper you go, the more painful it gets. And the more painful it gets, the more beautiful it becomes.